Before you spend thousands of dollars at the shop lifting your Jeep, stop. This can be done for under $200. We're going to be installing a budget spacer lift on this JK. So the first thing we need to do is get the vehicle safely on jack stands and then go ahead and support the front axle with a jack. You need to be able to move that axle up and down while we're doing this lift kit. Once you get your wheel safely removed from your Jeep, the first thing you need to do is get slack in your wheel speed sensor and your brake line. So we're just going to unbolt the brake line brackets from the frame. Now we're going to turn the wheel outward so we can get to the bottom shock bolt easily with impact. And go ahead and unbolt the bottom of the shock. We are not going to unbolt the top of it. We're just going to unbolt the bottom. Now we're going to do the same thing on the opposite side. Next, we're going to go ahead and unbolt the bottom of the sway bar links. You do not need to unbolt the top of the sway bar links unless you are going to be replacing them at this time. Now go ahead and unbolt the opposite side sway bar link. Also, before we get too far, do not forget to disconnect the breather hose to the front axle. These next two steps are pretty crucial to allow us to drop the axle down to be able to get this lift kit in here. So the first thing we're going to do is go ahead and unbolt the front track bar. Next, you need to unbolt the front drive shaft. If you don't do this, it makes it very hard to allow that axle to drop down so you can get the clearance you need to get this lift kit in there. Now that the front suspension is completely tore apart and the old springs are out, make sure you still have your spring isolators up in the spring perch here, because now you're going to have to install your spacer in the spring perch. So we're just going to stick it in there. Okay, now that those are in there, we can go ahead and start installing the coil springs. And if you look here, the spring has a certain way it sits. The lower part of the coil has a little seat on the axle here that it's going to sit there. So make sure that's butted up against that so that coil is in the right spot. Okay, you can see that the coil spring isn't quite long enough to sit in there. So when you start raising this front axle up, you're going to have to guide these springs into place. So just make sure you're paying attention when you're jacking that axle up. You're guiding these coil springs into the proper location up here. Now with the axle jacked back up in the proper location, I'm going to go and install the driver's side lower shock bolt. Then I'm going to install the driver's side lower bolt on the sway bar link, and then I will make my way to the passenger side and do the exact same thing on the passenger side. And I'll tighten those down after I install all of the bolts. Now I'm going to go around and tighten up all the bolts that I just installed. I will torque all these bolts afterwards also. I'm not going to show that in the video, but I will put the torque specs that I used in the description. Also, all the parts and tools that I used in this video, I'll put in the description. They are Amazon links, so if you guys are curious about any of those things, that's what it'll be. The passenger side lower sway bar link bolt is pretty hard to get to with an impact, so I'm just going to get a ratchet wrench on there and tighten that up by hand. Next, we can go ahead and install the front drive shaft, but before we do that, we need to go ahead and put some blue Loctite on the drive shaft bolts. Now we can go ahead and install the axle breather tube onto your front axle. Okay, the front suspension is almost completely done. We got all this stuff tightened besides the front track bar. Once we get the vehicle completely done, we'll set it down on the ground, turn the wheel, have somebody helping you so you can get that front track bar bolt in there. That's the easiest way to do it. I'll show you how to do it as soon as we get to that. But since we're done with the front, let's go ahead and get to the back. Let's get that knocked out. First thing we need to do is support the rear axle with a jack. Now we need to go ahead and unbolt both of the lower shock bolts. Just like that. Just like that. Now with the shocks out of the way, go ahead and unbolt the bottom bolt from the sway bar link. Just pause it for a second. Next, we can disconnect the breather tube from the rear axle. Okay, it's time to go ahead and install the rear spacers on the back of your Jeep. Now, when you're installing your spacers, you're supposed to, with this lift kit, go ahead and take your rear isolators out. You do not reuse these. You go ahead and toss those to the side, and you just go ahead and put the spacers back up in your vehicle. So let's go ahead and get these in. Now, once you have the coil springs and the spacers in there, now you can go ahead and jack up the rear axle. But while you're jacking up the rear axle, hold the coil springs so they stay in the proper location. Now with the axle jack back up in the proper location, let's go ahead and get the lower sway bar link bolts in, and then we will tighten them. Also, just like I did for the front axle, I will go around and torque these to the proper spec. I will not show that in the video, but I will put the torque specs that I used in the description. So if you're curious about the torque specs, they will be in the description. Now it's time to go ahead and bolt up the bottom of the shock. But before I do that, I go ahead and take my hammer and open up the tabs so I can install the lower shock back into the bracket a little bit easier. Okay, it's time to go ahead and finish up the suspension on this Jeep JK. What we need to do now is go ahead and get your tires on your vehicle so then you can lower it down on the ground. We need to get the track bar back into place and bolted up. And also, after you get the track bar bolted up, the tie rod bar right here, there's an adjuster sleeve. You can see it here. You'll have to have somebody sitting on the inside of the vehicle because your steering wheel might be slightly off. So you'll have to loosen up your adjuster sleeve and turn this either direction. You just have you just have whoever sitting on the inside of the vehicle watch your steering wheel, and you'll adjust this adjuster sleeve and then tighten that back up. But before you do that, we need to go ahead and get this track bar bolt back into the proper location. So I'm going to go and lower this down and have somebody turn the wheel left or right, and I'll be able to get that track bar bolt back into the place. So when you have your helper get in the vehicle, just turn the key on, engine off. Do not start the vehicle, just turn the key on. Take it left a little bit. Oh, right there. Oh, come back a little bit. Oh, go the other way, right there. Just like that. Now I'm just gonna go ahead and tap that through with the hammer, and then you have to torque that to 125 foot-pounds. Okay, now that the vehicle is completely done, double check over the whole entire suspension, everything that you touch, make sure it's tight and it's torqued to the proper spec. Make sure you torque your wheels to the proper spec, take the vehicle out and drive it about 20 miles, bring it back and double check everything, make sure nothing has come loose. Then after about 100 miles, recheck everything on the vehicle. When you put new aftermarket parts on it, sometimes they tend to loosen up after so many miles. So 100 miles, bring it back and check everything, and then you should be good to go. If you guys have any questions, leave them in the comments and I'll get back to you. Have a good one.